Alright, so in this video I'm going to be showing you how to import a Planning Center playlist into Propresenter 7 and then also how to edit it. So this is going to be something that you're going to be doing during the week, and this ensures that everything is the way that you want it for service, and also enables the person running Propresenter during Sunday service to have an easier time to be quick about things and not have to be searching for things. So this part is really important in terms of creating a good flow for everything for Sunday. So let's go over to Propresenter 7 and we'll take a look. All right, so first off, this is last Sunday's service. So we don't want this one. We can leave it in here though, because it's really nice about Propresenter 7. You can have multiple playlists. So May 24th is last Sunday. We're going to go up to this plus button. We're going to click it, and then you see Planning Center service here. This is going to open up this window for us. Any type of service that you have in Planning Center that's linked, and if your Planning Center account is linked to Propresenter, then it'll show up here. So we've got youth band, youth night services, which we were doing, and then worship service. So we're going to be in worship service. That's what we want for this computer. And then May 30th and 31st, Saturday and Sunday service, is what we're looking for. So we click there, select. So automatically you can see that not everything is pulled in, but some things have been. So a lot of these are just going to be placeholders. The welcome and announcements are placeholders. Call to worship is a placeholder. Countdown is not. The really nice thing about Propresenter 7 is that you can hit Command F and it actually opens up your library for you. This box is actually persistent, so wherever you have it, when you click out of it and then come back in, it'll stay there. So you can pick a place that you like that's out of the way. I'll put it here for now because it's easier to see. So this is our library. If we type in countdown, we're going to pick the live stream countdown. That's what we're using right now, and drag it in, and there we have it. So, and then you just click out of the library. It's really easy to use it that way. You can also search through the library by going up here to search, but it's a lot easier to just hit Command F, and then you've got everything you need here. Just for your information, this icon means that this is in our local library. This icon here, if we click on it, this is CCLI and Song Select. So if you log into there, then you can also search for songs that you don't already have in your local library. So if you're doing a new song, that's a good way to find them. And so that's a quick access to CCLI that's really useful. So we've got our live stream countdown in here. Let's go down to this first song. So with how we're looking at it, we need to make sure that it is in the right order. We've pulled it in, it's there, but it's not arranged correctly right now. And so in order to arrange it, you're going to go over to this little icon here that says Arrangements. It's got the three little boxes and the arrows. You click on that. Right now we're in Master Arrangement. That just means that whatever it was imported with originally, so when we pulled it in, so it's usually just got one of each section. So one verse 1, one chorus, that type of thing. We're going to want to use the BGCC arrangement. That's our default for any arranged song. We call it BGCC here. And that pulls in the correct arrangement for this song every beat. If you need to change something or add something, you can pull in one of these gray boxes into here. So if I want to add another chorus, for example, I can pull it in here. If I just want to arrange these in a different order, I can just click on one of the blue ones and drag it. So it's really easy to use. And then once you have it, it's saved as BGCC automatically. And so the next time you do this song, you just make sure you change from master to BGCC, and it'll have it exactly how you did it last time. So that's really helpful. One thing that you're going to need to know is if a song is in the wrong format in terms of size of the screen that it's thinking it's going to, then what you can do is you can go over to this playlist here. You can right click on the song title and you just hit resize. And so we're going to go with the projector size. And that automatically resizes it for you, which is really helpful. We're not using any motion backgrounds right now like this, so you just right click, go to remove actions, and this is called glitter, and so we're going to remove that. So that's how to resize and then also edit some of the things that might already be there. If it was using on a different computer or with a different screen size, those are quick ways to do that. We also need to look at themes in here. So sometimes your song might have the wrong theme already pulled in. So a theme means like a template. And so this is clearly a different template than the song before it. It's one that we haven't used in a while, so we're going to click and then hit Command A. That's select all. And then you can just right click anywhere within that song. And you're going to go to themes. What we've been using for now has been the new building, and you can change the title. These are kind of arbitrary titles, and then this top template. And so that allows us to bring in this template that we really want. Okay, so let's see now. So this is what it looks like on the projector. Let's see what it looks like in live stream. Okay, so here's an issue. We've got 4 lines being sent out. You can see that here. You can see it on the projector. Live stream, this lower third cannot handle 4 lines. So we're going to need to do something about that. A really nice thing about Propresenter 7 is that they've really streamlined a lot of your editing tools. So right now we're in show up here. We can go over to edit. That's going to show you each slide, and you can click on each slide and edit it that way. We don't really want to do that right now. That's going to take a long time. The best thing is to go to reflow. This is really, really powerful because what it does is it shows you everything in a vertical flow. So every slide. And then it also shows you what the slides look like on your screen and how they fit. So that's going to be really, really helpful. So we're looking at What a Beautiful Name. We want to keep things in 2 lines per slide. So let's see if we can fit this in. We cannot fit that entire sentence, as you can see, together. So you were the word at the beginning is going to be the 2 lines. If you click here, you can insert a slide break, and it actually sends the rest of that text to another slide. We might be able to fit this in. Yes, so we can fit that into 1 line. So you were the word at the beginning is 1 slide. Then the next slide is One with God the Lord Most High. So if we go back to our show, the changes we made to those 2 sections are there. It looks clean on the projector, and it also looks really clean on the live stream. So that's our main goal, is to just make everything look clean during editing. So we can go back over to reflow. Your hidden glory and creation all fits. Let's see if we can fit now revealed in you are Christ all together. We can. So that's 2 lines there. That fits nicely. So you just continue doing that throughout the song in reflow, and you'll have a really clean look. The next thing we're going to need to look at, if we're going to make this ready for Sunday morning, is going to be the stage display. So these are already preset. You just need to pull them in. And it's always good to check for each item, each document in here, and make sure that the stage display is set correctly and that other displays that you need are set correctly. So this does have a stage display. That's this little icon here. And we can actually look at stage display here. So it does have a stage display already running, which is good, but we just want to right click and then go to edit action, stage display, and make sure that this is the right one. So it's worship. That's what we're going to be using for worship songs, is the worship stage display. So we're good to go with that one. Let's check on What a Beautiful Name. Do the same thing, right click, edit action, stage action, that's correct as well. So that's a good habit to be in, is just checking each document and making sure that you have the right stage display action on there. So that's a cue. When you click on the first slide, that's going to cue that stage display format for the rest. There are other items that will have different cues and different actions. And so it's going to be really important that you check that. The other thing that we're going to need to do on each song is select a theme output. And so what this is going to look like is it's going to be called a audience look. And so the audience look that we want for all lyrics or worship songs is going to be lyrics. And this is actually selecting which theme we're using for outputs to our live stream and to our projector. So what you're seeing here in Propresenter 7 is kind of an arbitrary theme. The font is arbitrary. The background is arbitrary. This audience look is really going to be what sets the theme for other people to see. And so what we've got in live stream is using this audience look cue sets the live stream background as green and gives us the lower third. And so we're going to be able to utilize that a lot. So that these cues are really, really helpful, because instead of you having to go in and change something every time you go to a new song, or the person running Propresenter, they don't need to panic about anything. If we install these cues, if we place them on the first slide when we're setting up during the week, then that gives the ability to just click and run through the song. So that's really useful. So that's what it's looking like here in live stream on the projector. It's looking clean, it's centered, it's a different font size than the live stream, but that's why we have the cue. So that sets that. Now, one thing that we will be using for the message, so for the sermon, let's pull in a sermon here. I call it sermon. So let's drag that into message here. So these here have a different cue. So they've got a different stage display cue, which is, let's edit stage action. So this, instead of worship like we have with the worship songs, this is sermon. So this is going to look different on the stage display for them. And so we want to make sure that for the sermon, we have that set, the stage display set to sermon. And we also want to make sure that the audience look is correct. There are a couple different audience looks that we can use for the sermon. Let's look at that. So there are 3 different ones that we have in here as audience looks. Sermon and scripture are what we will be using for any message or sermon. So this first one is sermon. Has the audience look for sermon, and so if we go over to live stream, it's put a green screen background behind this, and the image is still there. So this first text is also using that same cue here, and so you can see on the live stream it's got green screen, which means that you'll be able to see the stage and any camera shot, and it's got the overlay of the white words. However, for the scriptures, we use the different audience look cue, because what we want is we want that scripture to fill up the whole screen and for it to be a black background. So you're not seeing the pastor look at his notes to read the scripture or anything, and on your screen at home, you can see everything really well. So any sermon like this, we're going to be using, for every slide, we're going to be using a different audience look. The stage display is going to stay the same. So you can see there's only one stage display icon in this whole sermon notes, and that's the first one. So once we've clicked on that, the stage display is going to look consistent. So we're going to be seeing all this together. But the audience look is going to need to change because we're actually changing themes between each of these. So these are the things that you're going to need to know in order to edit and pull in songs for in preparation for a Sunday morning. And in another video, we're going to go over how to edit themes, how to edit audience looks, and also how to configure screens. But none of these things are going to be things that you're going to need to be doing in preparation for a Sunday unless you want to change something in a big way.